Hello everyone, my name is Quill and thank you for checking out this video. Before we get started, let's go over the docket for this week. The first item is to add something completely unnecessary to the bunker, a bathroom. After that, we'll make a quality of life change for our entryway by automating the doors, and finally, there will be no major additions to the Horde base this week. Instead, we're going to reinforce what we have and try to make everything look good with a fresh coat of paint. That's about all I've got, so let's get moving. We're going to start by opening the wall directly across from our apartment. After that, we'll carve out a decent area for our bathroom and cover the floor with concrete. Okay, so the room that I carved out ended up being 12 blocks wide in this direction, and then it was 6 blocks deep in this direction. After that, I went to the back corner and added another area that ended up being 3 blocks deep by 8 blocks wide, so it leaves you with the shape that you see here. Much like last week, anything that's painted red is going to become a wall, and anything that's not will be open. So for the next step, I'm going to go ahead and fill up all of these red blocks and fill in the ceiling as well, and we'll pick it up after that. With that done, let's knock out a bit of painting. So what I want to do first is take care of the floor, and for that, I think we're going to use the wood floor polished again. For this back corner over here, we're going to change it to the tile floor white. We'll start on the walls by using the concrete blocks texture on the bottom and top rows all the way around the room. We'll follow that up by using the Glass Industrial 1 texture on the middle block all the way around the room. Perfect. Now for the ceilings, I think what we're going to go with is just the normal concrete texture. Alright, perfect. So this is what the room looks like right now. We do have this back corner. I left the bottom portions of the wall and ceiling undone. Well, not done, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this same tile floor that we used at the base, and we're going to end up coating the wall with it, because this is going to become a shower. Now for the wall directly across from the entrance, I do have 2 columns right here that we're going to use the medicine cabinet back for instead. I went ahead and gathered all of the materials that we're going to need to decorate the room this time. Again, I'll have a list inside of the description below containing everything that I have here, including what was spawned in using the creative menu, because unfortunately we can't craft everything. We're going to start off by grabbing a couple sections, and we'll come back and grab the rest of the stuff in a moment. So the first item we'll want to use is the wooden storage and furniture. And what we're going to do is get arc out of there, and we're going to set it to a cabinet. And then I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to change the shape one more time and set it to a writable storage box. I'm going to place one there and one there. So that doesn't look very good. So let's grab our wet concrete blocks, and we're going to make a wet concrete plate and then set it to advanced. And place them just right there so it makes a shelf. And then grab our paintbrush. We're going to set it to paint all sides. Just hit it just like that. Okay, so besides that, I have some old sinks as well as some medicine cabinets closed and a janitor cart. So we're going to place the old sinks right here. I'm going to place the medicine cabinets right there so we have little individual sinks. And then because it's a bathroom, we're going to place a janitor cart right there. I also have two different signs. One of them is a safety work protection and the other is a sign notice 3. Back at our storage chest, I'm going to grab some lockers, a toilet, a small trash bin, and a trash can empty. For the lockers, I'm going to come into this spot, this little corner that we have. Place them right there. And then the toilet is going to go inside of this room. Next up, for our shower, we're going to grab the curtain tops. We have 2 of them and 4 curtain bottoms. I have 7 corrugated metal pillar 2.5 centimeter blocks, 5 glass blocks, 2 shower heads, 1 washing machine, and 1 dryer open. And we're going to put the washer right there and the dryer there. And then after that, let's grab the shower heads and the corrugated metal pipe. And we're going to place 1 shower head there, 1 there. Grab our corrugated metal pipe and in the corner, place it right there. And so what that does is it just kind of makes it look like the legs for the shelf. And again, breaks up the flow of the room a little bit. It's just a little extra flair. We'll save that last pipe for in just a moment. But we're going to go ahead and grab our glass blocks and our wet concrete blocks. With our glass block, we're going to hold R, change the shape. We're going to set it to a business glass plate. And then we're going to hold R, go to advanced, and rotate it until it's standing up, just like you see there. I'm going to take our wet concrete blocks, set it to advanced, and rotate it. And place them just right there. I think I like using the metal pill case on it, and this is just to kind of break up the flow a little bit. Now we can take our curtain tops and our curtain bottoms, as well as our last corrugated metal pillar. Alright, excellent. So now we have a little shower that we can use. We've also got a washing machine, dryer, a little bit of storage. We can also add a few things in here to kind of make it look a little bit more lived in. For the last items inside of our storage chest, we have 2 commercial door tubes. We have 1 bathroom sign unisex wall, and then 1 bulletin board 1 and 1 bulletin board 2. And so we'll start with the wall, or we'll start with the doors and the sign. So we'll place our first door right there, and the second one here. And then of course on the wall, we're just going to put a little sign showing that it is a bathroom. And then we've got these bulletin boards. So these aren't necessarily for the bathroom, but they were just some other cool creative menu things that I found. I thought they'd be pretty neat. Okay, so let's wrap everything up with a fresh coat of paint to our cabinets. So I think we're going to keep with the trend in the other room and go with black cabinets. And then like last week, we're going to use the fabric blinds and give ourselves a white countertop. And there you have it. I think we have a pretty good bathroom. Looks like we do need some light, so let me go grab a lantern. And of course, just to finish everything up, we're going to place a lantern right here. So we've got a nice little light source. And the room's not going to be overly bright, the same way it would be if we wired up different lights to the ceilings. Okay guys, so this is the bathroom now that it's finished. We've got a nice little sink area over here, a little janitor cart and a trash can, as well as some signs on the walls. We've got some lockers for everybody to have their own, and a little bathroom just in case someone needs to do their business. They can close the door for privacy, of course. Then we have a nice little shower over here, which can be used for group activities, I guess, since we have 2 shower heads. And you can close that for privacy. And of course, we could do some laundry with our washing machine, dryer, and some extra storage. Alright, so yeah, that's going to about wrap it up for the bathroom. Let's just go and close that up. And we'll head up top to knock out some stuff with the entranceway. So this is our current entrance to the base, and it's not too bad. It's not automated, so anytime we want to go up or down, we have to manually open and close it. So it's not very convenient. Our goal today is to fix this area right over here so it will open and close whenever we pull up, whether it's from the inside or outside of the base. First thing to do is to replace this normal garage door with the powered garage door. So let's go ahead and rip it out. Alright, excellent. So the next thing I want to do is to go ahead and kind of get up top here. And we're going to take a wire relay, we're going to place one right there, one right there. We're only going to make use of one of them, the one that's on this side. This one will be in case we want to expand later and set up another power source to wire up some turrets or something like that. But for now, it's not going to be used. I just wanted to have it already there. With our electrical relay blocks down, the next thing I want to do is to place more rebar frame blocks all the way around the perimeter, just like so. With our new layer around the top of the base, we're going to take our rebar blocks, hold R, change their shape, and set them to rebar frame wedge, and place them around the perimeter just like that, with the slope up top and the flat portion on the end. Once we have that portion of the slope, for the second half of the slope, we're going to take our rebar block, change the shape, and set it to rebar frame wedge tip, and place them just like that all the way around the sides. We'll repeat those two shapes going all the way up until they meet in the middle. So I'll knock that out and show you what it looks like once it's finished. I continued using the trend of using a rebar frame wedge and then rebar frame wedge tip, and just kept using those two shapes over and over until they met in the middle, in which at that point I used a normal rebar square block. So I left an opening right there, just one block in, and it is a 4-block opening where one of the rebar frame wedges went. And the reason for that is that I'm going to place I'm actually going to place a solar bank that I was able to buy from the trader, and a solar cell. If you did not know, you can purchase solar banks and solar cells whenever you reach rank 5 of Better Barter, and it'll give you a quiet alternate power source to using generators. So unfortunately, they don't line up perfectly with this ramp, but I think it's okay that it's enough it'll blend in, and we'll fill up the backside to kind of get rid of these openings. What I will do is I'm going to go back down into the base and grab a battery bank so we can hook it up in here, just in case, when the sun's not out, we'll still be able to get in and out of this entranceway. Okay, so what we're going to do, went ahead and grabbed the battery bank, but before we place that, I'm going to go ahead and make a bar across the top here. Well, let me put a little temporary working floor. So what I'm going to do is place a bar across right over here. And I kind of want to measure it out. I think we're going to actually need to go in one more block. Yeah, we'll put it just like that. Alright guys, so what we now have here is just a simple opening right in the middle. It is a 3x2 opening and goes back, it looks like it's about 4 blocks back, and then closes in. And on the side we have openings right here where we can place solar panels or solar banks. So now let's go ahead and get to the wiring. So what we're going to do is take our battery bank, and I'm just going to place it right over, we'll place it right there so it's kind of hidden in the back. Okay, so let's grab that solar bank. We're going to connect it to this battery bank here. Put in 2 little batteries, and this is just so that the door remains powered even at night. Turn that on, and then right over here in the middle we're going to place our motion sensor. The power from the battery bank, hook it up right there, and now if we jump up we can interact with the motion sensor, and we're going to angle it. So we're actually going to angle it so it's pointing right about here, and you might have to play around with this a bit. We want it to detect our vehicle from both the outside and from the inside. So we'll place it right there, and then we're going to grab the power from it. Let's see, it might have to be higher up. There we go, we got the power. Let's send it to that electrical relay. Then from there, down to our new door. So we're gonna walk up. Door's gonna open. We need to change it. We need to change it a little bit. So for our motion sensor, instead of it being power delay instant and power duration triggered, we're gonna set the power duration to 10 seconds. So every time we trip it, that door will open for 10 seconds. So we can definitely trigger it from the inside. Let's go ahead and pick up these blocks. The door should close in a moment. I want to see if we'll be able to ride up and down with our motorcycle. The door's still open and it just closed. So if we ride up, center ourselves with it, it opens and we can ride straight down our hatch. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of light painting on this area to kind of spruce it up, make it look a bit more like a POI. It's not gonna be perfect just because I'm really not worried about making it blend in just perfectly, but we'll at least give it a little bit of flavor so it doesn't look like a giant block of tofu. So let me knock that out and I'll show you what it looks like once it's finished. Alright, well this is the little house I was able to come up with kind of quickly. I like the entrance there, but I'm definitely not a fan of the roof, but I don't want to spend too much time trying to get this working. This week I'm spending a lot of time doing resource gathering, so that's kind of why we're not going to go too in depth on a lot of things. We're just kind of doing simple projects this week because I'm gathering a lot of resources for next week's major projects. So this will work for now, but if anyone has any suggestions on what I can do to beautify the front of this, please let me know. Alright, so that's going to wrap up the time that we want to dedicate to the entranceway this week. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till morning time, and then we're going to head up top and do a little bit of reinforcing and decorating on the, on the Horde base. Here we are on a beautiful day 61. It is 7:05 in the morning, and it's the perfect time to go ahead and start fortifying our walls a bit. So over the past few weeks, we've added in some reinforcement, we've upgraded certain parts to steel, we've put in some plates, we left these other spots as tier 2 concretes with the hope that the zombies would try to focus on these portions more than they would the pillars, but that just doesn't seem to be the case. Since they seem to just be ignoring these tier 2 concrete spots, we're just going to go ahead and buff them up to steel. So in order to reinforce all of this, I'm going to start with the bottom row and work my way all the way around. After that, I'll go to the small bar and then to each of the upper rows one at a time. If I run out of steel, I'll try to fabricate some more by the end of the week. But I'm not worried about getting the entire wall reinforced as much as I am just getting a majority of the bottom portion done. So next up, we're going to take our paintbrush and we're going to start painting anything that's steel. Anything that's tier 2 concrete, we're going to leave it alone for now, just because I don't want to paint it and then reinforce it and then I have to go back and paint it again later. So we'll just kind of add on each time we reinforce things. But the palette is going to stay mostly the same, so the color that I use for the small bars is going to be the same color that I use for the small bars up top. So if you're copying this build, you'll pretty much know where I'm going with everything. So we're going to start off with the pillars, and of course I'm going to use concrete blocks just because I like the way that they look. I'm going to set it to paint all sides just because if I don't, I'm going to have to hit that area, then I'm going to have to get that little corner, I'm going to come over here and get that. I'd rather not deal with all that headache, so I'm using paint all sides. If that is not an option for you, like if you pull up your toolbar and you've only got a few options, you may need to turn on the creative menu, which you do that by pressing F1 and then typing CM and clicking enter. That'll turn it on and off. And whenever you turn it on, you get some extra options. So again, I'm using paint all sides. I find it really valuable, especially for a large project like this. Probably not the best option, or probably not the most creative choice to go with the concrete bricks, but at least it looks better than the normal default steel look. So now for the small bars, I want to go ahead and let's go to materials, and I don't know if I want to use the pillcase side or the rust black. Oh, shouldn't have painted that. So this is the rust black. And I like it, but my only problem with it is that it blends into the concrete bricks too much. So I'm gonna swap it to the pillcase side. And yeah, I find this black stands out quite a bit more, so I'm gonna use this instead. Now I'm just going to come up top and I'm going to hit these other areas that we would have missed just by focusing on the front wall. And again, anything that's upgraded to steel, I'm painting. Anything that's tier 2 concrete, I'm going to leave it alone until we upgrade it. So over time, I'll change them slowly. I'm not going to make it a point to show them each time. So kind of consider this to be the guide to go by, unless I choose to use a different color, in which case I will note that in whatever video that happens in. So for any of the large pillars and structural areas, we're using the concrete blocks just because it helps make it look like it's an actual sturdy fortress. And then for the smaller blocks, we're using the pillowcase side just because the black contrasts very nicely with the dull tones of the concrete blocks. And as we go on, we'll, like I said, as we reinforce things, we'll start to paint them. We'll probably use a different color scheme on the inside over here, but I haven't quite determined what that'll be yet, and we need to save our materials for next week's projects. Okay, so that's about... Alright, so that's gonna about wrap it up for the changes this week with the Horde base. I'm gonna go ahead and head on downstairs. Like I said, we got some pretty major projects coming up next week, so I'm going to spend the remaining amount of time I have between now and Horde Night out exploring, looting, and gathering up more materials. So, once it's time for the Horde Night, we'll meet back over here and see how things go. We're just a few minutes away from the Horde, so let's go over our inventory real quick. I've got a fair bit of ammunition on me for different guns. Now I do know that last week I had quite a few comments saying to use HP ammo instead of AP for my 9mm. I would do that, except that's the only book I haven't found yet, is the one to craft HP ammo. So I know HP would be better, but I can't quite do that yet. Alright, here we go. We've got our first zombie right here. Good news is that this week I remembered to wire up those SMG turrets, so they should help us out on the birds. Oh yeah, I think this is going a lot better than the last Horde Night, so that's great. Getting a lot of them caught on the electric fence. Spider monkeys are able to get over, but I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. They're easy enough to handle. And we've got demolishers earlier this week than we did last week, but I need to be patient with them and go for those headshots. So I'm going to go ahead and go downstairs and see how the walls are doing. Make sure I don't need to repair anything. Ooh, and I do. That way if they break through, it's okay. Oh, got him. I was a bit worried with that demolisher. Let's keep repairing this wall. And take out these guys. Another demolisher. Shit. Okay, well, just blew that one up. So let's go up top, see what the damage looks like. Not too bad. Alright, so let's try to repair as much as we can. Reinforce this stuff. Alright, perfect. Keep repairing as much as we can. I think I'm gonna go ahead and head up top, just to make sure they're not breaking through anything. The electric fence wasn't taken out from that demolisher blowing up, so that's fantastic. Still looks like we're good. They're focused on the pillar, but that's alright. They're just taking out, even if they go through that, it's still layers of blocks, so it's alright. They can focus on that all they want. We only have to survive another 4 hours. Oh, how did you get in here? Alright, well, that's weird. I didn't know they got in there, so let's make sure there's no openings anywhere else. Alright, doesn't look like there is, so I'm assuming that the spider monkey got on the roof and then came down the hatch, and that's alright. One zombie breaking through, that's not bad at all. Let's make sure everything's good from this side, and it still looks fine. Look at all these loot bags. That is going to be a great haul in the morning. Oop, gun needs to be repaired. And in the meantime, just use the shotty. You know, we are doing a lot better than we did last week, and there haven't even been that many changes. And honestly, there's nothing really that's changed structural-wise, except that we reinforced the tier 2 concrete barriers, but the zombies weren't attacking those in the first place, so it doesn't seem to have changed much. But let's see, let's clear these guys out. And, you know, I have the zombie horde set to 24 zombies per person, but it seems like there's only a few of them grouped up over here. Let's go make sure they're not grouping up anywhere else. Okay, what are you guys doing? Alright, so you guys are running over here. Cool, that's great. Keep them coming. Oh, one of them finally got me. Alright, yep, so I see one of the blocks is broken down over there. I think that's alright. It doesn't have to hold for too much longer. I don't think zombies are gonna fall in that hole and make a cave underneath or anything like that. Again, it just seems like there's too few zombies over here. Are they focusing anywhere else? No, it looks like they're still just running around the base to get over there. So that's alright. We'll just keep handling them from right over here. Alright, let's go see if we can see anything from downstairs. Alright, they are attacking those blocks. That's alright though. So yeah, they're going to be breaking down this block. That's alright. Because we'll use that opening to attack them. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and close this hatch, just in case any spider monkeys get up top. And whenever it's time, we'll close these. We'll use this opening that they're about to make as long as we can to get some damage, and then we'll close these doors whenever it's time to leave. Hey, if we can keep the, oh, the game froze for a second there. If we can keep the repairs up, we might be able to, just hold this spot for the rest of the night. Well, this is working out fantastic. They barely have enough time to get up there and damage anything. This is, I think we'll be fine to stand here until 4 o'clock. So it looks like our biggest problem with this plan is going to be if we get a bunch of spider monkeys, or wolves, or dogs to attack, or, you know, zombies that can fit through the 1 block opening. But otherwise, this is just working out swell. Oh, there's our spider monkey. It's not too hard to, you know, kill them before they even get through the hole. I guess the other downside is that the opening keeps getting clogged up, so it's hard to see what we're shooting at. Let's see if I can loot that bag and get it out of the way. But I guess the other part of it is, even though the hole's getting clogged up, you really don't even have to aim to kill anything. Let's make sure everything's still repaired. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't gotten another Demolisher. Last week we got them all at the end of the Horde Night. This week we got them all at the beginning. We pretty much coasted this last half. Oop. One of them finally got in. They're just... I've got 4 loot bags. Just piling up. Let's see if I can get 5 before the end of the Horde Night. Nope. Oh well, let's clear out these zombies, then we'll go check it all out, see how we did. Alright, so we had another floor zombie. That's cool. Let's grab this stuff. So this is how the base turned out. I'm not disappointed at all. You know what? They broke down that pillar, but we held them off right there. Look at all these loot bags that we were able to get. I mean, there's 5 of them in that hole right there. I collected 4 on the other side of that wall. There's at least 1 up top. So yeah, that worked out great. Let's go take a look around the other sides just to see. Some more loot bags. Looks like our shotgun turrets knocked a few people out. That's wonderful. Yeah, no major breaches or anything. That is fantastic. So I am extremely happy and pleased with the base this week, because unlike last week, they did not break through very far. This is all they got, so they did not even breach the wall as much as they just did. They gave us minor inconvenience of knocking out a pillar. But hey, it'll be easy enough to replace that electrical trap now, so look at it on the bright side. That's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. My name is Quill, and I hope you have a great week.